Hi, thanks for joining me. Steve Cologne with Cologne Villaplana. Today I want to talk about surveys. Now, not every bank will require you to get a survey. Some banks do. Some areas getting a survey is rare, like Connecticut. They hardly get surveys. It's extremely rare to actually get a survey in Connecticut. Now, surveys are typically expensive. I can see in the Bronx them running from $750 to sometimes $1,200, depending on the size of the land. And surveys are one of those things that have to get paid for like an appraisal, and they're not refunded. So at our office, what we do, we typically do not order a survey until your bank tells us to, or unless you tell us you want us to order a survey. Now, the problem that can happen with that is you may have a time period where you want to close. Well, because a survey can take a little bit, you want to let us know 2 to 3 weeks before you want to close that you want that survey. If you lock your rate, you may have a situation where you're going to have to extend your rate because the survey's not done. You may say, well, Steven, why wouldn't we order ahead of time? Again, I have clients that have been very angry in the past that they spend $1,500, let's say upstate, on a survey, and at the end of the day, they got a survey for a house they didn't own. Or they spend $1,500 or $1,000 on a survey and the bank didn't require it. Some people will choose not to close with a survey because they don't want to spend that expense. So what do surveys actually cover? Well, that's important, right? I'm talking about the cost of surveys and doing a survey. Surveys will show a lot of times if there's been any improvements that were not on the original C of O, and you may want to know that so that you can have the seller legalize something that's not technically legal. Surveys will show encroachments onto your land. What's an encroachment? Well, picture your neighbor, maybe a nice neighbor, maybe you get along, but has a fence 5 feet into your land. In New York, there's something called adverse possession, and that land will become theirs after a certain amount of time. It's many years, but that's an issue. You can solve issues like that by saying, hey, neighbor, sign this agreement. It's called a lot line agreement or a boundary agreement that says that's my property. I'm just letting you use it. But at least you took care of that, so that's not an issue later on. So again, in some surveys are important. We're always going to suggest you get them. They're an expense. You may choose not to get it. But if you choose to get it, make sure you work with your attorney and order it before closing. Surveys, depending on the time you're in, can take a week or they can take 4 weeks to get done. I hope that's been helpful. Please give me a call if you have any questions. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the videos that you've watched today. They're not meant to be a substitution for speaking with your legal professional, but just an educational tool. Thank you.